Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kira Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kira, and you guys, I held my promise to myself. This is podcast 4 of 4. I set the goal to do 4 podcasts, and then I was tired and cranky and said, I just don't want to do this. And then I remembered, Kira, when you set an intention, you have integrity with yourself. You keep the promises to yourself because that's the hardest problem to keep, right? No one's going to know if I'm actually doing it or not besides myself. But that eats at me, and that becomes a habit, and that becomes a way of being, and that becomes like, it just deteriorates and eats me. I hate when I don't have integrity with myself. And I can justify it away so I feel better. But guess what? It's not really justifying. It actually is just lying to myself. Justifying and lying. They're going to rhyme. So I'm really proud of myself. And I would say for you guys, like, set those promises to yourself and be really careful with what you actually promise to yourself and make sure you follow through. If you know you're not going to do it, if you feel that twinge inside of you, don't set yourself up for it. I had a twinge when I wrote 4. I was like, how about I just do 2? And guess what? I felt good at 2. 4 was a stretch, but it's actually really good because when I get on this podcast, I feel like my job is to infuse you with goodness, to remind you that you're doing way better than you think you are, to level your team up to a higher version of themselves, to remind you to positively impact this world for good. That's what I believe. That's what we made this podcast for. That's why the Dental Team even exists. We geek out on dentistry because if we can change you guys, think of how many patients you're touching every single day, every single year. Lots of people come to the dentist. A lot of people do. So if we can positively impact you for good, if we can give you tips and tricks on how to be better at dentistry and as teams and as leaders, we have done our part to positively impact this world. And we're just going to keep making it bigger and bigger and better because the more people we touch, the more lives we change. And I'm constantly looking for ways to impact more lives. So if you want to help us out, please share this podcast with somebody. Not if, do it. Help us out, guys. I'm telling you, I'm asking you, and I'm being direct in this ask. I don't like to be rejected. It's awkward. So please just help us out. Share this with someone. Have them subscribe to the podcast. If you want to make me, Kira, feel personally good, please leave us a review because I actually read those. So, but more than anything, please share it. Share it on Facebook group, share it in Instagram posts, tag us, like us. If you love this, like snap a picture of your screen right now while you're listening and tag us on the Dental Team. We'll repost it, share with more people. The more you guys can share, the more we can help other people, the better we're all going to be. Let's rise up together. All right. So today's topic is what to do with team members who say they don't have time. And I giggle because I hear this one all the time. I also say it. And what I found is I don't have time for the things I don't want to do. Yeah, I just paused for a long time. Let that sink in. Because you guys, we all have time for what we want to do, but it's often those things that we don't want to do that we don't have time for. I promise you, if you had right now, if I came to you and I said, hey, pack your bags. You got to get everything done at work today. Everything that you have to get done. Like today and tomorrow, I know you're still seeing patients. We're not going to change that up. But if you get everything done, we're going to Hawaii as soon as you're off. Like pretend it's not COVID. Pretend we don't have to quarantine for like 1,000,000 years to go to Hawaii. Like pretend that doesn't exist. It's back to pre-COVID. All right. Pack your bags. I'm taking you on an all expenses trip paid to go to Hawaii. But you got to get everything done. And I know your schedule is jam-packed. Well, if you like Hawaii, I promise you would actually get all of that done. Why? Because you want to, because you're motivated. How come we can get all of our tasks done when we've got to get to the airport? How come I'm so good at being out on time if I've got to get to the airport, but if I don't, I lollygag along? It's because it's what we want to do. So it's not really a matter of if we have time or not. It's a matter of, 1, how efficient are we? Are there ways that we could be more efficient? 2, are we scheduled appropriately? And 3, are we actually like, are we just not wanting to do it? And that's okay. That's all right. I'm not judging you. There are so many tasks that I don't want to do that take me forever. So I'm going to give you guys my tips of how we help offices when they don't have time. So first of all, let's reassess the list and make sure what we don't have time for actually can fall under those people. I love going into offices, and dental assistants tell me all the time, hey, Kira, I cannot get my notes written before my patient's dismissed from my room. And I say, I love you, and I know you can do it. I did it. Hundreds of other dental assistants have done it. And if someone else can do it, we can do it. I know there are those unicorns out there, but truly, if someone else has done it, then that means it can be done. Let's look to see what they're doing. How have they done it? I've helped a lot of assistants figure out, you guys, how to clean a room faster. I did it because I hated being behind. I didn't want to have to follow up on my notes. That was my motivation. I hated staying late at night because I wanted to go home and have a life. And so what happened was I found out I could be throwing away all my disposables at the very end of the procedure. I scooched all my instruments to one side of the tray, and while doctor was talking to the patient, I actually was spraying and wiping behind while doctor was still talking. Now I know COVID's changed a lot of things, but there's still efficiencies that you can do. There's still a lot of those efficiencies that you can do right now. So make sure that you guys are being the most efficient. That's one of the reasons people love when we come into their offices. So if you want that, we find efficiencies that you may never have even known existed. And that's why I love what we do. We're little sponges, and we bring that knowledge and goodness to your team and show you exactly how to do it versus just telling you how to do it. So that's one option. So make sure you're being the most efficient that you absolutely positively can be. And if not, let's find more efficient ways. Second, let's review the entire list of all the things that they have to get done, and could they be re-delegated or are they duplicated on two people's lists? So one of the ways that people don't have time is when 3 different people are doing the same tasks because we all do it. That actually creates huge inefficiencies, and everybody's always feeling like they're behind because no one's truly accountable for anything. And therefore, all of us have to either be accountable or not accountable. Then we're checking in with each other to see, did you get this done? Versus being able to work autonomously and get our lists done and then help one another. Something else my husband did at his office, which you guys can do. So he runs multiple clinics and locations of a heart and vascular clinic. So that's actually what he does. And so what they do is at 3:00, they all hop on Teams or their communication software, and they ask and it's either a red, yellow, or green. Red means I'm behind. I'm not going to get everything done. Yellow means I'm doing okay. I'll finish all my tasks for the day. And green means I'm done with everything. I'm free to help somebody else out. I loved that idea. And I think it's phenomenal because then everybody's checking in. And if somebody has time and they're able to get more tasks done, they can help those in the red zone, those that are in the green zone. And you make sure that it's not always the same people who are being in the red zone. And if so, we need to help them. Maybe they need some time management. But a lot of those things can help out. Hey guys, I wanted to let you know something that I am obsessed with. You've heard me talk about it so many times, and that is membership plans. Membership plans are what I used to grow our practice from 500,000 to 2.4 million. It's one of the biggest reasons that we were able to grow our practice. And right now, I think memberships are what you guys should be totally focused on. And the company that I love the most is Clear. That's Kleer. Clear makes membership plans easy for you and your patients. You get to maximize your patient participation and reduce your front office team's time spent on administration with Clear's automated platform, patient self-service tools, and newly expanded suite of marketing tools and templates. They make it so easy. Implementation is fast, virtual, and totally free. So you guys schedule your demo at kleer.com. That's Kleer.com. Let them know the Dental team sent you. I want you guys to get membership plans. You will not regret it. Also setting up time where you guys look to see, where we look to see some people that have time management issues, you can actually map it out. So from 8 to 10, we get these things done. From 10 to 12, we get these things done. That can be a little more micromanaging, but for some people, they need that structure, and that's going to help them actually accomplish those tasks. So check to see. Some people are autonomous workers. Like for me, give me my list and tell me what time it needs to be done, and I will have it done early. I don't like it showing up right on time. That's just how I work. I like to over deliver, but just give me the list. Please do not tell me I need to get this done between 8 to 10. I'm really good. Other people are like, no, please help me out. So that's another way when people say they don't have time is to either give structure or less structure, depending on who they are, but making sure they have a list of clear expectations. So that way you guys can more efficiently work together. And I do love the red, yellow, green. Red is, nope, we don't have time. We're not going to be able to finish before the end of the day. Green means I'm totally free. And yellow means I'm okay. I'm going to get all my tasks done. Green means you can help. So that's an option for if you don't have time. Another option is to double check, like we already talked about, making sure nothing's duplicated on the list. We talked about making sure we're doing it the most efficient way. And then another one is just finding out what are the hurdles or stumbling blocks getting in the way for that team member and asking them to come up with solutions as well. So, hey, Kira, I know you said you don't have time to get the notes done. This is our standard. What do you think could be some solutions as to how we can accomplish this? Or like, what are the stumbling blocks getting in your way that if we were able to move them out of the way, you could get this done? Well, we're overbooked on the schedule. Okay, well, like let's look at note templates. Are note templates in place? Do we need to update our note templates because we haven't been working on those and they're not accurate note templates anymore, so they take us a lot longer? Do we need to have help on how to use our software better so we're more efficient with our software? You guys, softwares can be, I can't tell you how many offices I've saved hours of time just by showing them how to do explosion codes, on how to set up their software properly, of how to automatically attach notes when a procedure is completed. Those things can save so much time, but a lot of people don't even realize that that's an option. So that could be a great way that we could help you guys out. I'm happy to share any tips. If you let us know what software or where people are running into struggles, we can possibly come up with a solution for you of how to help make this a little bit easier for you. So I really think we also have to find out, is that team member actually even bought in to needing to get this done? Now, we don't raise our standards. We don't lower our standards to meet someone's need for mediocrity. That's unacceptable. We don't do that. But we can check to see, are they bought into what we're looking for? Do they believe that this is possible? Do they see the reason and the value behind it? And then are they willing to learn? I've had some people tell me, Kira, just don't type that fast. And I thought, that's just an excuse. I understand that, but there's ways to overcome that if you want to. The ways to overcome are take a typing class. I know that's not glamorous or sexy. I've had people take an Excel class because they don't know how to use Excel very well. Those are the things that are going to level up. So let's find out what are the hurdles and then let's create a solution. But team members have to want to do it. You can't want it more than them. You can guide them, you can lead them. And at the end of the day, they need to take ownership. So then once we figure out the solutions, whatever it is, call the dental aid team, take a course, whatever it's going to be. Up next, it is, okay, Kira, so we talked about it. What are you going to try for the next couple of weeks? And let's see if we can actually solve this and make this better. I come up with a solution. I come up with what it's going to be. And then whomever my lead is talking with me holds me accountable. So maybe we do a check-in every week. Hey, Kira, are you able to get out of here on time? Whatever it is. All these different things. But I ask people often, and this is a question you can ask. If you were going to get a huge bonus, if you accomplish these things, could you find a way to get it done? Most of the time they say yes. And I say, okay, so just because there's not a bonus attached to the end of it, why can you not get it done? That therefore leads to a lack of desire and motivation. So if we know that's the case, then we can work through that. Why don't they want to do it? I just don't want to do it. So that's what I'd say for team members who don't want to. I've just given you a ton of ideas. Team members who don't have time. So with that said, go try something. Try it out with your team members. Ask them. Follow up with them. This is a chance for you guys. I say that with the most amount of love. I say that with empowerment and encouraging. You guys can be super, super successful. Team members do have time if they want to make the time, but you can move a lot of those stumbling blocks out of the way and help empower and encourage them. And with that, guys, I'm going to take off. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go see my cute nieces and nephews. I can't even wait. And I sure appreciate you guys. Thank you for being part of our Dental A Team family. Thank you for sharing this podcast with others. Thank you for being just great, great people. I truly am beyond grateful for you. I'm excited for this community. I'm excited for what we have. I love the Dental A Team. I love dentistry. You guys rise up. This is your time. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental A Team podcast. Guess what's back, you guys? Women Dentist Connect. Yes, Dr. Summer Casmel and myself are putting on our first ever virtual event. We did it last year. We had raving fans, and due to COVID-19, we decided we're going to continue on. So mark your calendars, November 13th and 14th. All women in dentistry. We don't care who you are. If you're a doctor, a treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, spouse, we want all females to come with us to Women Dentist Connect. So pop on over to our website, womendentistconnect.com. Tickets are on sale right now. And we even did a thing where it's your entire team can actually come. We want all of you to come. It's going to be CE. We're going to talk about mom guilt, how to run a successful business. We're having an incredible speaker lineup with Dr. Mark Costas. He's our only male cameo. We're having Desiree Yazdan on social media marketing, Aaron Elliott, who's talking about sleep apnea. We're also bringing on Dr. Amanda Wilson to talk about ortho. And of course, Dr. Summer Casmel and myself will be there talking about how to hold your team accountable, how to run effective meetings. So don't wait. Get on over to womendentistconnect.com. I'll see you guys November 13th and 14th.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.